Hello everyone. Today, we will embark on a journey of imagination into the unknown, exploring what would happen if all of us were to disappear from Earth. Get ready to witness a fascinating transformation of our world, from the early hours to a distant future of 50 years. It's time to uncover the secrets of a planet without human presence. Welcome to this extraordinary journey. After just 24 hours, a strange silence settles over urban landscapes that were once bustling with human activity. The streets that used to hum with the sounds of vehicles are now empty, and buildings stand solitary under the sun. Pets, accustomed to their owner's care, faithfully wait at doors and windows, not understanding what has happened. Traffic lights, once masters of traffic flow, flash in confusing colors, unable to discern vehicles that no longer exist. With each passing moment, the absence of humans makes the interdependence of our meticulously constructed society even more evident. 2 days have passed, and the contrast between the former human bustle and the emerging influence of nature deepens. Small plants are already breaking through the concrete sidewalks, a clear demonstration that life persists even in the absence of humans. Inside homes, pets still await their owners, but the anguish in their eyes is palpable, as is the scarcity of food in their bowls. Electricity in some areas is still intermittent, but as generators stop and maintenance ceases, the first power outages begin to occur, plunging parts of the world into the darkness of night without the bright light of once illuminated cities. The planet, which once revolved around human activities, now shows clear signs that nature is advancing to fill the void left by humanity. After 72 hours, the fragility of human infrastructure becomes even more evident. As the 3 days pass, water supply begins to be affected, as treatment and distribution systems become inoperative. Lack of maintenance and monitoring results in leaks and interruptions, gradually reducing access to clean water. While supermarkets remain stocked with unpurchased products, perishable food begins to decompose, emitting unpleasant odors and attracting a variety of opportunistic insects. In this new environment without human presence, wild animals begin to increasingly enter urban areas, exploring the spaces in search of sources of food. The line between the natural and built worlds becomes more blurred every day as nature seeks to fill the void left by humanity. After 1 week, the absence of humans triggers a series of dramatic events. Domestic animals, now without guidance, begin to form groups and roam the streets in search of scarce food. Cities, once bustling, are gradually being invaded by nature, with plants emerging from cracks in the asphalt and vines taking over facades and abandoned buildings. Signs of disorder become more evident as water and power supply systems struggle to maintain operation. In this vacuum left by civilization, wild animals begin to explore urban areas as the boundary between the wild and the built environment begins to disappear. The world is changing rapidly, adapting to a new balance in a scenario where humanity no longer sets the pace. After 2 weeks of sudden human absence, the remnants of human civilization begin to crumble dramatically. The lack of ongoing maintenance leads to even more serious issues. Uncontrolled fires erupt with increasing frequency, fueled by short circuits and deteriorating electrical systems. Flames spread through cities, turning entire neighborhoods to ashes, while fire alarms sound without anyone around to hear them. Communications and the internet, once pillars of global connectivity, collapse completely, leaving the world in digital silence. As water supply systems gradually collapse, the shortage of clean water becomes more evident, leading to a struggle for survival for both wild animals and now abandoned pets. While some animals thrive in the new normal, others face insurmountable difficulties. Pets left behind by their missing owners struggle to find food and protection. Their domestication now occurs in the fight for survival. After 1 month of silence and human abandonment, the catastrophic consequences of absence become increasingly evident. Urban wildlife, rats and insects, now without the natural regulators of human presence, proliferates at an accelerating pace, causing drastic imbalances in delicate urban ecosystems. The disappearance of human maintenance and monitoring activities puts even seemingly secure structures at risk. Nuclear power plants, once operating with precision, now face the imminent danger of melting down, threatening to release dangerous radiation and create highly uninhabitable zones. The post-apocalyptic scenario consolidates. revealing the inevitable ramifications of the abrupt and prolonged absence of human influence. With 2 months elapsed since human disappearance, nature continues its gradual takeover of the abandoned world. Animals that have learned to adapt to urban life begin to occupy spaces once populated by people. Signs of human neglect become increasingly evident. Structures and buildings that once housed modern life now clearly show the ravages of time and lack of maintenance. Vegetation takes over streets and sidewalks, a silent testimony to nature's resilience in reclaiming what is rightfully hers. However, the scenario is not only one of serenity. Human absence, which once kept the flames of progress alive, now also results in unexpected dangers. Sporadic fires continue to erupt in abandoned locations, spreading uncontrollably, consuming what remains of the old civilization. The world, now governed by natural laws and without human interference, continues in an ongoing process of transformation and adaptation. With half a year past since the disappearance of humanity, the world is transformed. Nature rises on an impressive scale, reclaiming spaces once dominated by civilization. Vegetation grows rampant, engulfing roads and embracing structures that were once symbols of human power. Animals, once shy due to the constant presence of people, now curiously explore silent cities, turning streets into their territories. However, the absence of maintenance in dams and levees results in more serious problems. The accumulation of rain in flood-affected regions places unsustainable stress on neglected structures, and waters break through barriers, flooding vast urban areas. Meanwhile, nature flourishes in its triumphant resurgence. After 1 year, the scene is bleak. The infrastructure that once supported society is now steeped in ruins, a silent testament to the power of nature to reverse human marks. Buildings are on the verge of collapse, their structures corroded by the lack of maintenance. Iconic buildings, once symbols of human achievement, are now virtually unrecognizable, covered by a profusion of vegetation that weaves a new narrative of life and resurgence. With 15 years gone by, the planet has become a silent witness to the resilience of life. Nature thrives remarkably, and human presence is only a distant memory. Herds of animals roam through structures that once housed citizens, while the streets are now corridors of lush vegetation. The harmony of wildlife is striking, contrasting sharply with the hustle and bustle of human history. The world seems to have found a new order, a balance that emerges after the departure of the species that once dominated these lands. With 30 years elapsed, we witness the consolidation of a new normal on Earth. Nature, now free to thrive without human interference, has found its balance. Flora and fauna have space to flourish, creating interdependent ecosystems that follow their own rules. The atmosphere, free from industrial emissions and urban pollution, is clearer and cleaner than in many generations. Artificial structures, once symbols of civilization, gradually crumble, giving in to nature's irresistible force. Cities, once bustling, are now overtaken by vegetation, leaving behind only faded fragments of what were once human communities. After 50 years of human absence, the planet witnesses a profound transformation. Nature, now completely settled in its former urban areas, reigns supreme. The scene is one of abundance for wildlife, which has found niches in the spaces left by collapsing cities. The ruins that once housed millions are almost unrecognizable, covered by lush vegetation and shaped by time. The planet has found a new balance, and this prolonged absence of humanity has left an indelible mark on the landscape, reminding us of the transience of human creations in the face of the unyielding force of nature. Our imaginary journey through the post-human scenario reminds us of the power of nature and the adaptability of living beings. While our presence is temporary, our influence echoes for decades after our departure. Exploring a world without human influence is a striking journey that makes us reflect on our impact on Earth. As we witness the gradual transformation of our planet, we are reminded of the importance of coexisting in harmony with nature. Thank you for joining us on this hypothetical and reflective journey. Now, if you'd like to learn a bit about 3 of the most famous legendary cities that remain in the popular imagination to this day, check out the video playing on your screen now. See you next time.